Playing to rank up and playing to improve are two different things. The problem is most players are trying to rank up and they're playing to improve, or they're trying to improve and they're playing in a way to rank up. So I'm going to tell you guys the differences, and I'm going to tell you guys how you can start focusing on trying to improve when you play versus trying to rank up when you play. In this episode, a Shoddy's Yap session. And if you guys are new here, this is a series where I yap about a topic and you turn me on in the background while you do something else. Or if you really want to, you can watch some mid-gameplay. Let's get right into it. Now, I was just coaching someone the other day, and this was our second session together. And they were telling me in the second session how they've been playing a ton, playing nonstop, and they weren't able to rank up. They were kind of yo-yoing with their rank. They'd hit a new all-time high, then they go right back down, then new all-time, then back down. And it was frustrating. So then I went to their game history and I was looking through it and I was like, okay, so what about these 10 losses in a row? Was this spread out? What was this, And they told me they played probably 20, 30 games that day, all in one sitting. And I had to explain to them, I was like, you can't really do that if you're looking to rank up, right? Because rank and skill don't always mean the same thing. You could be a super high rank and you haven't played in 6 months or whatever, so now you're a low rank, right? You could have that skill level of, let's say, Celestial or whatever. Even me, for example, the gameplay you're watching, I was going to wait until placements, but placements haven't come out yet, which I think, another month? And I haven't played in 2 seasons. You guys can also tell since I've been uploading, right? But I haven't played in 2 seasons. I kept up to date with the meta and all that, but that was about it. So since I haven't played, I got knocked back down to Diamond? The first time I didn't play. Then the second time, bronze, silver, something, another. I'm bronze right now on my main account. This gameplay you're seeing is me having to play in bronze to rank back up because I haven't played. And it's just like any other game. There are plenty of people who are above the skill level that their rank shows. They just haven't played enough or whatever, right? So you could be at the skill level of, let's say, a much higher rank, but you haven't played to rank up yet. For example, the person I was coaching, I would say they were at least 2 ranks, 2 divisions above where they were currently. But they've only been playing for improvement. They've played 20, 30 games, 40, whatever, not actually playing games for wins. So let's talk about first how to improve, how to play to improve. And the most important thing right away is having a specific goal. So many people go into matches without actually an issue they want to work on. Because this game isn't very complicated. A lot of this game is just do this, don't die, position this way, you rank up. Till at least around Grandmaster, right? Around Grandmaster, then it changes a little bit. And then Celestial, especially since a lot of people haven't been playing this much this season, and this is a much shorter season, Celestial is still top 500. So it skews the numbers a little bit. But long story short, when you're getting to the top 3% of players, top 2% of players, that's when the game becomes more than just ooga booga, me shoot you, me don't die. But until then, and until you're at that point, all you have to do is focus on minor issues. For example, I'm not getting enough kills. Okay, I'm going to play 10 games today and I'm going to focus on positioning myself in a way to get more kills. Or I'm dying too much. I'm going to sit there and every time I die, I'm going to use the death timer, which is 10 seconds. That time that I die, I'm going to use to reflect on how did I die? What could I have done? Where could I have positioned? And then use that for the next fight I do in that same game. And constantly thinking about what can I do? How can I do it? Right? That's your main focus. Your main focus is positioning yourself in a way that you're constantly working on your problems. So, first most important thing, having a specific goal. Go into the match with your goal. Whether that be your positioning, you want to heal more, you want to do more damage, you want to die less, whatever it is. Each day that you play, don't have 5 goals, don't have 3, have 1 or 2, and just focus on them. Just play around those goals. Now, the other thing about playing to improve is you should be playing a ton. Everyone that improves at a game doesn't have 100 hours. They have 1,000, Yes, some people can improve at 50 hours or whatever, or 20 or whatever, but most people don't. The majority of people, without correct guidance or let's say coaching or watching YouTube videos like this, it takes them much more than 20, 50, 60 hours to get good. They take 500 hours to get good. So you need to be playing a ton if you're playing to improve, because you can't expect to queue 5 games in a day and then by next week you go up 2 divisions in your rank. No way. Unless you're just super gifted or you were already playing below your current rank. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, now this one's going to upset people because you're going to be throwing people's matches, but when you're improving, you're always throwing somebody's match. And there's nothing you can do about that, So the next thing to do when you're trying to improve is playing as many characters as possible. Now, within reason, right? I'm not saying play hero roulette, because hero roulette is usually tied to a bottom fragger or someone who threw the game. Because every time you watch a game, you could even go online, you'll see tons of jokes about it. Can you tell who threw my match? And then one guy played 17 different characters, you know? It's not the best. But what I mean is, let's say you're a DPS main, and you pretty much have DPS completely covered. You can flex to a group damage DPS or a tank buster DPS or a poke DPS or whatever, and perform on each different kind of DPS. But in a lot of the matches that you play, let's say you're in a lower rank and supports are never played, or you're like around gold or silver or even plat, and then a lot of people aren't playing tank or they aren't playing tank correctly, then you can use that time to learn tank. And the thing about it is, usually people tell you don't learn other characters, which I actually say you shouldn't learn a lot of characters in terms of maining them. Like, we're going to talk about it later, but if you're trying to rank up, you shouldn't be flexing. I firmly believe that, because flexing usually leads to you playing worse. I would rather you play amazing on your main character than okay at some other character, and you and your teammate, the person you're flexing for, also plays okay on that other character, instead of all of you playing excellent on your main. As long as you have two supports, most matches are winnable. Unless you're higher rank, obviously, but there's always that exception. So the reason why I'm saying to play other characters isn't to main them in games, it's to understand what it's like. For example, if you've been playing the game long enough, you know if a Doctor Strange jumps up in the air or he's in your backline, he's probably fishing for an ultimate. Or if you see a Psylocke dash towards your backline, you know she's about to ult. Or whatever, you know? Or Hela, for example, if you've played Hela enough, you know that she has wall hacks in her ultimate. Or she throws from left hand, right hand, so you can actually shoot around shields blocking you if you position yourself correctly. So some people see a Doctor Strange blocking a Hela ult and they're like, oh no, I'm good. But they're not, because if you played Hela enough, you know that if you're throwing from your left hand, you can look right of the Doctor Strange and then flick back left, and you can actually get around his shield very easily. And the same thing with the right. Whenever you're going to throw from your right hand, aim left and then flick back right. And you can throw around the shield because you bait them to look one way and then you throw the other way. But little stuff like that you don't learn until you've played the character for 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever. So play every character so you actually understand what you're doing with each one and how you're playing and how you can counterplay to them. And a lot of people, if you're playing Black Panther or this or that, when you get stomped by an enemy team from playing the character, think about, how did they beat me? What did they do to counter me? And then when you're struggling against a Black Panther in your match, you can say, okay, everyone would always throw a healing ability at their feet and ignore me, basically. So how do I counter this guy? Okay, get a healing ability at my feet and then ignore him. You know, little stuff like that. And it stacks up quick, you know? Now, before we head over to the how to rank up part, if you guys like free stuff, which, I mean, who doesn't? I'm celebrating that a year ago this month, I first started my paid aim coaching on my channel. And I'm celebrating by giving away 1 month free for my lock-in tier on my Metafy. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's a tier that I have. It's kind of like a Patreon tier where you guys can support me and support the videos I make and help me out while still receiving something from it. And what you receive with this is you get a discount on all my coaching, and I have an aim routine and a Marvel rank up guide that you get with it for completely free. Now, the aim routine is packed with information. It's super full. It has a ton of stuff in it, and you should be busy with that for months, you know, if you actually use it. The Marvel guide isn't completely finished, but if you want to try it out, it's free for only October, so make sure you join, and you have to use the link in the description and use the code 1-year. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and feel free to leave a review. Let me know what you think. Also, if you guys enjoy the content I make, please try and subscribe and leave a like on the video. Because, bro, 99% of you guys aren't subscribed. How do I have so many views and no subscribers? Anyways, let's get back to how to rank up. Now, for how to rank up, first, number one thing, play only a few characters. You should be playing your main and a few counter picks, maybe 2 counter picks. That's it. Nothing more, because most players, like we talked about earlier, play hero roulette. All the guys that are throwing are the hero roulette players. The guys who are, oh, I'm going to play this guy. Now I'm going to play this guy. Now I'm going to play this guy. And it just makes it impossible for you to rank up. You're always sitting here playing so many different characters. And most of the time, you're not playing characters with a purpose. You're just like, I'm getting stomped. Let me try this one. I'll try this one. when you're switching characters, you should have a purpose behind it. For example, when I'm playing Hela and I face a Groot I usually switch to Moon Knight. The reason why is it's a pain for me to break his walls and all that and still be able to have impact on the enemy team. So instead, I play Moon Knight and I get up on high ground and I get on roofs and all that. And then I just go for kills on the support by throwing my Ankh and comboing with it, instead of trying to stay on the ground and force through the Groot or trying to play off angles and then getting jumped. Instead, I just sit there and switch. But people are switching and saying, I'm just losing, I'm trying another character. Not, I'm losing, so I'm going to play this character that can help me fight against the thing I'm losing. Or I'm switching characters because this character is good against that character. You need to be switching for a purpose, not just switching for the fun of it. That also ties into the don't flex. You shouldn't be flexing because your best thing you can do for yourself is assume everybody on your team is worse than you. Now that sounds crazy. It's like, bro, what is he talking about? You should assume everyone's worse than you because it allows for you to put more weight on yourself, more weight on your own gameplay, more focus on, I have to do good. I have to do this. I have to do that. And because usually, now not always, of course, usually the person that, yo, can you switch, blah, 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 most people are bad. If you've played the game, you know most of your teammates are bad. A very large amount of them are bad. Now, I mean, if you get some like top 500, ex-top 500 that hasn't played in a week or a few seasons or whatever, and now he's bronze or whatever, then yes, let him play his character. Most people aren't that, right? Most people are just bad. So I would rather 5 bad people on a team playing the characters that they're best at than 5 bad players on a team playing all characters that they're uncomfortable with for the sake of a 2-2-2 comp or whatever. If you have 2 supports, do not flex. If you don't have any supports, flex. That's as far as you should flex. Because you most times can win with 4 DPS and 2 healers compared to a 2-2-2 comp where everyone's terrible at their role. Just doesn't make any sense. If you have healers, that's all that matters. Since there isn't really passive healing in this game, if you have good supports, nothing else really matters. So you just want to focus on that part of things. Just focus on what you can do and what you're best at, not trying to switch for everybody else. Also, for everyone who heard the assume you're the best, some of you need to chill out with that. Okay, I'm not saying be arrogant. I don't even want you to use mic, right? Speaking of that, that's what we'll talk about now. You shouldn't be using your microphone. Why? Because most times people who are using it, now obviously if you're a higher rank, fine, or if you're calling out valuable information or whatever, fine. But a decent amount of people who use their mic don't know how to use their mic. And what do I mean by that? How many times have you had a guy who comms, literally like, I don't know, his Domino's order he's making? You know, he's sitting there calming everything. Oh yeah, honey, could you hand me that? And could you do this and do that? And what? He's sitting there hot micing the whole game. Or he's saying something stupid, you know, like, guys, can we group up? We're literally all dead standing next to each other. It's like, guys, can we group up? Or, bro, shut up, you're bad. Or just stupidity, right? Just, you don't need it. Like even you can go watch like Necros, for example, even him or Flats or whoever. Most people don't need microphones if you're good. Now, if you're sitting there saying, okay, they're about to pop this ultimate or something useful, right? Calling out ultimates, calling out regroups, calling out flankers, stuff like that, fine. I don't even recommend you do that though. And the reason why is it takes away from your focus on your own performance. Too many people are trying to play this like this is a pro game. You're not pro. Most of you. I'm not pro, right? So it's not even like a jab down. No, none of us are pros, okay? You don't need to be playing this like a pro. You don't need to, guys, let's do this. Let's call for a regroup. Guys, I'm IGL. You don't need to do all that. Most games you don't need to speak. So just don't. You should be able to hear your team. So if there is someone trying to make comms or strats or whatever, fine. But only thing you should be doing with your microphone is listen to your team, maybe call out a regroup or something, and then mute the idiots. Anyone who's saying stupidity or toxic or whatever, just mute them because it's just not worth the mental real estate. And then as for wins and losses and how many matches you should play. First of all, after 2 to 3 losses, get off. Overall, right? People say, if I did that, I'd never play. That's why there's different times to play. One if you're improving, one if you're ranking up. If you're ranking up, loss streaks are the killers of ranking up. Loss streaks and tilt, there's no chance. So after 2 to 3 losses, just get off. Because you don't want to tilt, you don't want to tilt Q, you don't want any of that. And to tie into that, ending on a positive. I would rather all of you, and I know all of you would rather it as well for your mental state, winning 5 games and just losing 1 and then getting off. right? Your first loss for the day, just hopping off. If you won a few, there's no point in torturing yourself for no good reason, you know? Now, you could also do this on separate accounts, especially when there are placements, which is soon. When there are placements, you can just have 2 accounts and you're technically not really smurfing because, I mean, you place into your actual rank and then you just play, right? You just play one for improving. So one will probably be like silver while the other one's diamond, because when you're playing to improve, you're playing much worse usually. So you don't even lose your main rank. You get to keep your peak rank and you get to still get quality improvement. And you get to improve at whatever rank you actually deserve when you're playing multiple characters, you know? Anyways, if you guys like free stuff, for October only, you can join my lock-in tier for completely free. So check out the link in the description and get my AIM guide and Marvel Rivals guide for completely free. And if you guys want to see the new season trap that most players fall into, check out this video right here. I love you guys. Have a good one. God bless you.